Okay, let's just do this. Hello guys, I'm going to assume at this point, if you've coming onto this video, you've seen the first two. If you haven't, I would recommend going back and watching the first two videos because this is going to delve right into the middle of this list. This is my top 10 overrated Doctor Who stories list. And for this one, again, I recommend going back and watching the first two videos because there are three main rules I always put to why I have an episode be overrated. And as a result, that takes a great deal of time to explain. So I want to be a little bit quicker about these lists, so I figured go back and watch the first two and come back to this one. So the first video was my 9th and 10th entry. The second video went down to my 8th and my 7th entry. And then I believe we're going to go down to the 6th entry, and we're going to keep on going till we get to the finish line. Starting at number 6. Okay. Guys, as I said before, I'm going to say it again with this. I see why everyone loves every story I'm going to have on this list. It's just simply going to be overrated for whatever reason that I give to you. And I still see the good in it. I just oftentimes don't see why it's given so much love over other episodes. So, without further ado, so I fixed my necklace. Guys, again, I make it very clear, I see why you love the story of my hair. There we go. I see why you love this story. I do see why. I see why you love this story. It makes all the sense in the world to me. It really does. Are we there? Are you at your happy place? Have I said I do see why you like these stories enough for you to keep on going? Have I? Okay, let's do this. Coming at number 6, we have from Series 1 of the 9th Doctor era, we have the episode Father's Day. Again, I'm going to explain why I think Father's Day is quite overrated. One, let's start with the premise of Father's Day. We have the Doctor bringing his companion to see her father after she begs him to. She goes back and sees her father. It turns out it's on the very same day that he died. And she saves him, and then as a result breaks in the entire world. People are dying now because of what she did, and then even ultimately the Doctor himself gets killed for what she did. Now, you're thinking, okay, well, Rose didn't know any of that was going to happen, so it's all okay. I'm not talking about Rose, I'm talking about the writing, and also the idea of, one, what was the Doctor doing bringing her to a time period that he wasn't entirely sure would have been a safe time for her to go to, and also, why was he not staying close enough to her to be like, wait a minute, if I'm taking her back to see her father, she might not listen to me in these certain areas. I mean, really, she might not. It's deductive reasoning. Like, the Doctor, there was a time where the Doctor was smart. And he thought about certain things, he was aware of them, and he could stop a companion from doing something in time if he needed to. He just deduced things. This is, the writer saying, okay, we need Rose Tyler to cause a calamity, so let's have the Doctor take her back to a time where her father's going to die without bothering to stop and think about, wait a minute, this might not be the best place to put her, or can I check and make sure everything's okay first, so that when I do show her, present, her father to her, it's in a situation where he's not going to die. Just anything. This is the core example of we are setting a problem up to definitely happen. This is lazy storytelling. No, yes it is. Guys, I'll be honest with you. This is what we do when I call this, drama signaling. We want to put drama into a situation, so we're going to set everything up for the drama to happen, rather than things happening off of a plot that was already happening. No, we're going to have the plot center around the characters, rather than the characters centering around a plot that was already existing to begin with. I said it before, I'll say it again, it's not the same thing. This is Rose Tyler being used as a plot device to cause the entire problem. This is the writing flaw to this story. The companion, Rose Tyler, is used as a plot device to cause the very problem of the situation. And then she only causes a problem, she causes the death of many people, and let's use it as a plot device to even get the doctor killed himself. All this is happening because it's centered around Rose. This you think is good storytelling because it's building the character. No, it's not. This is actually cheap storytelling because it's how do we make you think this character is deep and developed by doing this. No. This is not a situation that was presented to this person and the person is just acting against the situation that is being given. No, this is let's have the plot be the character. Like I said, this is not the characters revolving around a pre-existing plot. This is the plot revolving around a pre-existing character and making the character the central focus point in the sense of the character is the inciting incident that will cause everything else to happen. Guys, this is not good storytelling. It's not. It's what you do, and trust me, I would know. I've made this mistake. I got called out for making that mistake, and I was right to be called out for it. This is not me attacking a writer saying, oh, I'm better than this writer. No, I've been the writer of Father's Day. This is how we trick you into thinking you're being given good storytelling, being given a character that is very fleshed out, when in reality, that character is actually very shallow, because that character is being used as a device to cause the whole problem. And let's get back into the idea of Rose Tyler, the plot device. That thing that no one wants to talk about in Series 1 of New Who. She's used as a plot device to cause problems and then used as a deus ex machina at the end of the season to solve the problem. She is both of those elements. Again, I would not attack Rose Tyler for being a plot device if other people had not criticized other characters at some point for being plot devices because they were used to solve a problem. But here's the thing. I look at putting myself in a situation, and here's the thing. Who would I rather be around? A character who is a plot device to solve problems, or a companion who is a plot device to cause problems? Rose is deeper for that? No, she's not. I'm sorry, but from a personal feeling, I would rather be around a companion. If I'm going to take my choice of plot device, I'd rather be around a companion who is a plot device to solve the problem and save me than a companion who's going to be used as a plot device to cause a problem that will go on to kill me. Sorry, like, if it's my choice of plot device, I choose the savior, not the damnation. And again, I said before, I'll say it again, I know you guys think this means that we got a nice deep character being developed with Rose Tyler. That's not a deep character. That's how we writers trick you into thinking you're getting a deep character, you're actually getting a shallow character. It's actually a hollow character. It's not situations are coming at them and they're reacting to situations, they end up causing the very situation that was going to lead to the crisis. It's a quick way of getting a crisis and getting a conflict going. That's just what it is. And again, I said it before, I'll say it again with this episode, the doctor dies. We have a story where the companion is literally causing the doctor's death. She's used as a device to cause the doctor's death. Yes, she is. You can deny it all you want to. I'm just being coldly objective. Yes, I know she does not know she's going to do this. Of course she does not know this. Of course she does not know she's putting the doctor in danger. Of course she knows none of this. Of course. But I only look at writer versus writer, and the writer used the companion as a device to literally get the doctor killed, and I would have forgiven all this if she was then used as a device to save the doctor, if she sacrificed herself instead for the doctor, or did something to bring the doctor back. She is not ultimately the one that brings the doctor back. No, it's her father's sacrifice. Therefore, I say it before, I'll say it again. If Rose Tyler had her way, not only would the world be destroyed, but there'd be no Doctor Who. I'm not going to be crazy about an episode that did that with the companion. And again, I know Rose does not know any of this. I'm talking about the storytelling behind it. And that's what I'm approaching. That's what I do things. Sorry, that's just how I roll. I can't go behind what you tell me to favor. I'm going by simply the rules you've presented to me, and I'm showing how those rules actually go with the same things you love. I have no choice. No choice. There we go. Now, we are at number 4. Okay, or number 5. Oh God, number 5. Never mind, we're at number 5. This is another story I'm going to get a lot of hate for, but I was going to jump right into it. Number 5, Rose, the very first story of the entire show of New Who. I'm going to do this one really quickly. Rose, one, why is it overrated? Because, I said before, I'll say it again, this is just so not new. Guys, I know why this has a special place in your heart. This is the episode you first got into. It's the first one you saw. It got you into Doctor Who. But it's not original. It is a cut and paste. It is the entire premise. It's just a cut and paste of the third Doctor's first story, Spearhead from Space. It gives you nothing really original, and if it does give you something original, it's just a reimagining of that episode. We've gone over what reimaginings were in my previous video. You now know what they are, but it gives nothing. Whatever new it gives, it's not in any way, shape, or form as good as what Spearhead gave to begin with. I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm okay with you taking from another episode as long as you are better or as good as what you are reimagining. These are not. Rose is not. It's not as good as Spearhead from Space. And then, oh dear Lord, some things like the mannequins don't look nearly as scary as the ones from before. And also, there was that ending, that god-awful ending. Okay. I am a person who sucks at predicting things, but when I was watching Rose, because this one of those episodes, again, you gotta watch really early on to get a love for. I did not. I watched it very later on, and I sat there, again, this is me, a person who does not have much experience at predicting things. I sat there and said, when the doctor was like shouting down about how this planet should be spared, I said to myself, he's gonna get knocked out. He got knocked out. Then I said, okay, right now, here's where Rose Tyler's going to save him, and then Mickey is going to look like a coward. He's going to do something that shows how he's not on par with Rose, and the doctor is going to fly out with Rose, and then Mickey is going to be abandoned. That's exactly what happened. This story was so predictable. It just was. And you're thinking, oh, you're exaggerating. No, it was. If you go back and look at it, it's just predicting. It's building up to that so bad. And it's like, yes, Rose is the doctor are right for abandoning Mickey, but here's a problem for me. Rose Tyler, I said it before, I'll say it again, she made similar mistakes to Mickey in later episodes. And I've seen other companions make worse mistakes than Mickey has made, but the idea of Mickey and the doctor and Rose just Mickey being abandoned for making this mistake, it's like, you guys make mistakes. You do. You two make mistakes. I can't, this is actually not very good message you're sending with the whole idea of abandoning Mickey because he made this mistake. It's like, it's not actually a very good message in the end. I know you think it is, but it's actually not. It's actually kind of a bad message to me personally. But that's just me, I admit. But it's just, it's one of those stories where I feel like people love it because you saw it early on. But I didn't see early on. I saw a lot of other episodes before I saw Rose. And I knew what autons were before I saw Rose. So that's the way it goes. But I see why you do love it. I get why. Okay, now we have as number 4 from the fourth series of the 10th Doctor's era. We have Stolen Earth, Journey's End, the last story. You're thinking, oh my god, she thinks that epic, awesome story is overrated. It is. Guys, okay, this is coming from someone who, when she first saw this two-parter, she thought, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, literally, when I saw Stolen Earth, Journey's End, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Then I watched it again, and I said, oh my god, this story is actually kind of terrible. First, what we've got is a plot that actually does not make any sense. So, first of all, it's not original. The plot of Stolen Earth, Journey's End is a completion of what the Daleks were already doing in the Dalek invasion of Earth. Go back and watch it. It just does what the Dalek invasion of Earth was already going to do. That's all it is. Second of all, the planet gets taken, and then the Doctor, it's like, okay, the words Bad Wolf are written all over his TARDIS. It's like, well, how did they get there? Why are they even there? No, explain to me why the words Bad Wolf are technically even written there. Oh, because Rose is there. But why does Rose being there mean the Bad Wolf is going to be scribbled there? What is the magic behind this? What's the explanation? And then you've got a plot line where all the companions are trying to like come together and scrounge around and help the Doctor, but they ultimately don't really do anything. Then you have the Doctor standing there with Rose Tyler in the Dalek stronghold, being taunted, and how does the scenario get saved? Because Donna Noble gets trapped in the TARDIS because it closes with her in it, and then she touches the hand that he has, the Doctor's hand, and all of a sudden that coincidentally makes another 10th Doctor, and he goes in to help and solve the problem, but he does not. And the only reason that things get solved is because Donna happens to get shot at the right time by a Dalek after she got spliced with Time Lord juice, and then she saves the day in some way where she's using her temp abilities to do it. It's not well developed. Everything just happens to fall into place. Again, Deus Ex Machina is just all in there. Things just coming together at the last possible second, but not in very good ways. And then we have also the human version of the Doctor being created just because. So Rose Tyler, who started out as a teenage companion, she was a child, a teenager, can have someone appropriate to bang in the other parallel world. Let's just think about that for a moment. Doctor Who went there. Doctor Who went there. And mix that with the concept of the Doctor regenerating into himself at the end of Stolen Earth after he gets shot because he's running to see Rose Tyler. Okay, here's why I say this is impeccably overrated. Because this shows everything that, about the Rose and Doctor dynamic that I always will have a discomfort with. The part that is the exact same plot thread of Twilight. The Twilight books. Remember, Edward Cullen and Bella Swan? If you think I'm exaggerating, and you say to yourself, oh my god, how could she possibly connect it back to those? I can. I'm about to. I'm going to tell you, oh, by the way, before you say it's not Twilight, have you read the Twilight books? Have you? Because if you've not read the Twilight books, coming from someone who read all 4 Twilight books, because I know you should not criticize something unless you know about it, who's read them all, I'm going to give you the premise. I'm going to give you a premise. Listen to this premise. Okay. A man who is practically immortal and is a different species than a human comes across an everyday average teenage girl. Something about her intrigues him. He and they fall in love together, but at the same time they are 2 different species. In many ways it just cannot work. He is handsome. He is vivacious. But eventually they do leave or get separated from each other, and that teenage girl, or that young woman, she goes on this journey to do dangerous things so she can hear his voice again. She even goes to a place of all this water so she can see his image again and speak to him, and then they do get joined together at some point. They do connect to each other, but that's right as he's about to be killed by a superior force. And then they go through all these trials, tribulations. They do end up together, and the way they do is because they are now the same species. I just gave you the plot of Twilight, right? Yes, but I also gave you the exact same plot of the Doctor and Rose. And again, if you love the Doctor and Rose, it's okay. More power to you. More power to you. You are awesome. Don't let anybody tell you different. But it's just too similar to Twilight for me. Again, the Doctor, old man, Rose, teenage girl. Then they have a tense bond way too quickly, and the way everyone is fawning over Bella, all these men are attracted to Bella, people are attracted to Rose, even though they're everyday average girls that don't really have much that's special to them. But they're special for some reason. They have this superpower that other people cannot, penetrate or get through. Rose can be a bad wolf. Bella has a shield on her that allows her not to be affected by things. They get separated, and then Bella travels to, Waterfall to see Edward's voice, but she keeps hearing Edward's voice when she does dangerous things. But then Rose hears the Doctor's voice when they get separate, put into different, universes. But she travels to hear his voice on that beach, and then to see his face again before it fades away from her again. Then Bella and Edward get reconnected at the end of New Moon, right as the Volturi are about to kill Edward, and they take him to his lair. Just like the 10th Doctor and Rose, when they find each other again, they run to each other the way Bella ran towards Edward, Rose running towards the Doctor. Then, yeah, here we go. Fun fact, then, oh god, Just like the 10th Doctor gets confronted and he gets cornered by the Daleks, Edward got cornered by the Volturi, the bad vampires, taken to their lair. The Doctor is taken to the Daleks. The Doctor is taken to the Daleks' lair, and then the day is all happy though at the end because now Bella and Edward are vampires together, and the Doctor and Rose are now humans together. It's the plot of Twilight. Stolen Earth, Journey's End just completed that Twilight arc that was running all throughout the RTD era. Now, mind you, there's a high probability it was not taken from Twilight. The RTD era was most likely taken from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which did all the things Twilight did before Twilight ever did it. Because the fact is, Twilight is not original in any way, shape, or form. Everything that has been done there has been done before. But I can't tell you that for a fact because the Twilight books were all published by the time the Doctor Who was, I think, nearing its 3rd season of New Who. By the time that the 2nd season of series of New Who was out, at least the first 2 Twilight books were written and they were popularized. So I don't know if Russell read them or not. I don't know. Either way, there's a similar relationship there. Okay, so guys, that now is part 3 of my top 10 overrated Doctor Who stories. Again, I understand why you love all of these stories. They're just not my favorite. That's all it is. Guys, hope to see you again very soon. Peace out. And again, my next video is going to be the last video of this top 10 overrated stories. See you guys.